glad to be here today with our new partners in an opportunity that is going to be available to our students, to our faculty, to our staff here in Kingsville. It's a new venture for us, but it's one that is much needed, and it's a resource for the community as a whole. Just like we brought in Workforce Solutions to bring their expertise to us, we're bringing in the Women's Shelter of South Texas, Safe Campus. They have a project going on that is to bring safety to the learning environments, to the college campuses, and we're very pleased that they considered us as a viable partner. They're going to be in our Beeville campus, our Alice campus, and our Kingsville campus. So we're very, very excited to have this opportunity. Today we're doing a ribbon cutting because they're going to start getting housed here. And we want to make sure that you're informed about the services that they're going to be providing because as clinicians in the training, you're going to need to know about these services for the people you might be working with or helping, for yourselves, for community members, for family members. You never know when you're going to need this type of information and make it available to folks. So we're extremely excited because they want to focus with us on the prevention, workshops, awareness, information sessions, so that when we see signs or concerns surfacing, that we address them quickly. They can do the full array of services, everything from the, as I mentioned, the preventive to the risk management and reducing those high-risk situations where a sexual assault might occur, all the way to direct services. They're very well-trained in working with law enforcement and working with clinics and hospitals and families to help a person get through a tough situation. And so, again, leveraging their expertise is a great resource for us at Coastal Bend College, and we want to make sure that we use that as a benefit to our students. So I will introduce Ms. Susan, who will introduce her folks, so that you become aware of who they are and the space that they'll be sharing with us. Ms. Susan Trevino, the Chief Operating Officer for Women's Shelter of South Texas.
My car keys up here, I don't know why.
All the traveling you've been doing today.
Yeah, I'll go somewhere. How many of you all are cosmetology students? Okay, did you know that you can be one of the most effective advocates for victims of family violence or sexual violence? We tell our hairdresser everything when we're sitting here for 2 hours. And there are actually programs that work with hair salons and nail salons to talk about how the folks that work in those places can advocate for victims of sexual assault or family violence. So you're learning how to make everybody beautiful and all that kind of stuff, but there's another piece to your job that you may not learn a whole lot about. So we can certainly share a bunch of that with you. But that's great. And we're nursing students, right? First line folk, I can tell you, you've got to be able to recognize those signs and symptoms of family violence or sexual violence, and you've got to start learning how to strategize. Because I can tell you a clue, and I'm going to use she as the victim right now, although we know that men can be victims of family violence as well, but most often she's going to come in with him, and there's going to be this moment that you've got to figure out how to separate them, because you need to have a private conversation with her. So I'm just so excited that y'all are here at Coastal Bend College, and that we're going to have an opportunity to really help keep you safe, because that's what we're all about. Let me introduce you to the person that's going to be your frontline person, but there's several people that I think it would be helpful to know. Ana is where? Ana Gutierrez is actually going to be the advocate that will be here. She'll also be on the Alice campus, and she'll be on the Beeville campus as well. All day today I've been like, this has been received so well, and I'm thinking how, we have funding for one position to be able to do this, and so we've been brainstorming across South Texas how we were going to be able to get more of our staff on the campus to be helpful. And one of those people that you might see is Brian. Brian is one of our counselors, and he is assigned the Kingsville area, and so he may spend some time in the office here. And let me just say, when you're talking about men in the helping professions, one of the things, I've spent a lot of time in the medical world, and what we found was women have absolutely no problem opening up to men who show that good care and concern. That's all they want, is somebody that will listen to them and be non-judgmental about what is going on with them. But if one of you, men or women, ever felt uncomfortable, we also have women counselors. We didn't have any here right now, but that option is there as well. So some other staff, Adriana is back there. She's actually our director for outreach services. A very important person in this community also, back in the back in the green sweater, is Jennifer. Jennifer is actually our victim advocate here in our Kingsville office. We have an office on King Street, so at the corner of King and 6th. So that is another opportunity. If you or a family member wanted to meet someone there, that's an opportunity as well. And then Kelly in the back, hanging onto the camera. I hang onto my keys and she hangs onto her camera. Then she tells me about what our roles are. Mine is to travel, hers is public relations. She's our chief public relations officer. And she brought with her two what we call volunteer coordinators. The first one is Amy, and the one that you might see more often in this area is Alex. Alex is the person that will be responsible in our outlying counties to recruit volunteers. So, and I will tell you, colleges produce the greatest and the best volunteers in the world. So you might see her around too. Did I forget anybody else? Oh, Tish, but you'll be hearing from Tish in just a second. She is actually the coordinator for our sexual assault programs. So we're just thrilled to death to be here on campus, and please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you. And I do have cards if anybody needs my contact information. And I'm going to turn it over to Tish before we do the ribbon cutting.
I want to thank you all for taking the time to be here and to support this endeavor and this partnership that we have. And as a coordinator, we provide training to the community members and leaders, and you all are certainly able to come in and receive that training as well to help others. In addition to referring, you can also take the training courses. It's 30 hours. We offer it on campus, at the shelter, and you can advocate in our offices as well and in the community, and that's our hope is to grow this to a much larger proportion than it already is. So I want to thank you once again for coming out and supporting this.
Remember, especially for our students, this is another piece of your education outside of the classroom. So take advantage of it. It's here down the hall. You want to use it as a resource. It's a good resume builder if you do that extra training. Clinics, hospitals, wherever you end up, would always show great gratitude in the extra training that you bring to the position that you hold with them. So we have our college staff here as well, and we roam just like kids in the hand, Susan. We roam too because we have 4 campuses, but we're very happy to be here today. Please come join us, some students, so that we can do our ribbon cutting and make it official that Safe Campus, Women's Shelter of South Texas is here at Coastal Bend College. And just like it says, it's on campus, off campus, anytime, anywhere. You never know where a situation will require you to know how to respond to it. And the better prepared you are, the easier it'll be to deal with the situation. But before I go there, let me thank Mr. Bernal with Workforce Solutions, because they're another partner with us. And they bring the expertise, just like Women's Shelter brings the expertise of the work that they do in sexual assault and family violence. They bring the expertise in Workforce Solutions on career and jobs and opportunities available to build a future for yourselves. And so we're very excited to have these resources in one location for you. Please take advantage of them. Know that it's open to the community. That's what makes us a community college. They don't have to be coming to school or to CBC to participate in this. And you don't need our permission to seek their services. You can go straight to them. So please keep that in mind as you go forward and see these individuals here available to provide extra services. So let's get some folks up here so that we can do a ribbon cutting and have some cake and punch and get to visit with some of these individuals who'll be working with us. And not that you all don't know her, but Miss Amanda is the director here. So, information on any of our services or partnerships, she's the person to go to. And we thank her for making these accommodations today. So to the new partnership, Coastal Bend College and Women's Shelter of South Texas Safe Campus. Yay.